Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao-Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zheng-Kung. And homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dr. Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vows. Sumo, Tanzen Gyatso, Tutan Siddhi, all Dhamma masters, Dhamma educators, Dhamma teachers, Dhamma lecturers, Dhamma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. How do you do?
Hola amigo, te quiero mucho. Sukoin, Ichiban, Kimochi, Chumi, Yapi, Purin Purin, Konbanwa. 我们刚刚看了这个动画。
Just now, we watched the animation produced by D.B. Boye.
它有2个法会。
There will be 2 ceremonies.
一个法会呢是在 Linwood.
One is in Linwood.
一个法会呢是在
And the second one is at the Rainbow Temple. And one of them, there will be a transmission of the Golden Mother's instant money. And the next one, there will be empowerments for Mahotara. So the one organized by the Seattle Lizang Temple is instant money of Golden Mother, and the one at the Rainbow Temple is Mahotara. So one is to give, to bestow good fortune, the other one is to bestow health. These are all very important. In life, what we strive for is happiness and health. And happiness is very broad, and health is also most important because health is our wealth, as important as happiness. If we have happiness and health, what else do we ask for? So these 2 ceremonies are very important ceremonies. So I hope so that you can join but we still should be careful about the pandemic, because the pandemic is not over yet, and I hope for the ceremonies will be showered by the Buddha's lights and by the lights of the deities, that everybody will be healthy to come, join the ceremony, and healthy and safe going back home. So everybody should also pay good attention to avoiding the COVID-19. If you notice any areas with COVID-19, then you should avoid it. You should notice them, see them clearly. So if you have the Buddha's eyes, Dharma eyes, and heavenly eye, so in our spiritual cultivation we should have signs or proofs of your realization. If you do, you have those proofs and signs, then you should be afraid. So if you have done protection, then even if the viruses are coming over, they would be diverted. The viruses are very incredible and cannot be, they are quite incredible, but our protection system is also intangible. So if you use something tangible or with forms to counter the intangibles, then that would be impossible. But if you use this intangible protection, it's like a body of light. So when the virus is coming to invade you, it would be averted by the body of light, and it will not be able to infect you. So I hope that everybody would stay healthy and not infected by the virus. So today we practice Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva Yidam. And Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow. He has the greatest vow. Of all the bodhisattvas, he has the greatest vow. Therefore, we refer to him as the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow. He vowed that he will not become a Buddha until hells are emptied. He'd prefer to stay in hells to salvage the hell beings. He vowed not to become a Buddha, or he vowed to become a Buddha only after hells are empty. So such a vow is truly tremendous. And we hope that everyone would have similar vows. Typically, people wish, after they die, they wish to go to the Pure Land and to have attainments in the four sagely realms. However, some bodhisattvas are different. They are compassionate, or they have pity over sentient beings. So they stay in the human realm or in the three lower realms to salvage and deliver sentient beings. So the spirit of Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva is truly admirable.
先讲第一个笑话吧。
Let me first share my first joke.
这个笑话是听得懂台语的，听得懂台语，他才会笑。
It's only a joke for people who speak Taiwanese.
今天上
Well, I will not translate them.
老师要求每个同学都要起英文名字啊，英文名字。我苦思了半天，想到了一个很美的名字，这个当然是你的同学了。他起名叫做 Monica 啊 ，Monica 是很好的名字啊 ，Monica 英文名字，想想也没什么不妥，自己也觉得很棒。可是没料到老师上课的时候是加上了姓氏来称呼同学的。老师点名叫到我时，这个时候全班笑到不行，我都忘了我姓孙，所以老师也就是大喊我的英文名字莫妮卡孙，莫妮卡孙。
In the English class, they give someone an English name, and the English name is Monica. And then the teacher called my name with my family name. That sounds like Monica Sheng, which means rubbing ear. Anyway, it's a play of word in Taiwanese.
Monica 孙，阿弥陀佛。一个小笑话啊！报告连长，我要请假。
Reporting to the leader. I want to take a day off because my wife is giving birth.
连长只好准假。
And so the leader permitted
以后呢
3 days off. And then 3 days later,
小兵回来，连长问这个小兵，恭喜你啊，是男的还是女的？小兵回答，要10个月以后。
the soldier said that, "Oh, congratulations, is it a boy or girl?" And he replied, "Oh, we will know 10 months later."
哎，这个假真的很好请。
So, what an excuse to get days
现
off.
在进入你问我答。
Now we will do question and answer.
台湾的
Question from Taiwan.
台湾的莲花伟达，
莲花伟达，
阿弥陀佛，
Amitabha,
师尊佛安，
homage to Grandmaster. Peace be with you.
弟子
Be
读到
health
95
be with
册
you.
卢胜彦的
I was reading book number 1995,
会
The Golden Verses
师
of
尊
Song
写了
Yan
一个
Lu,
方程式，
on chapter 14 on wisdom.
天真
Grandmaster
Yeah,
wrote a formula, mathematical formula.
智慧
Innocence plus knowledge
聪明
equal wisdom.
加知识
Intelligence plus knowledge equal power.
第三，智
3.
慧加智
Wisdom
慧
plus wisdom equal
天真。
innocence.
可否请师尊详细解
Could
说
you please
此
explain
方程式？感恩师尊。
in details about these formulas? Thank you,
这个方
Grandmaster.
程式，哇，这好早了。
This is long ago, book number 95.
95册的书，卢
The golden verses of Sangyen Lu. I wrote about a formula. So wisdom plus wisdom equal innocence. Innocence plus knowledge equal wisdom. Intelligence plus knowledge equal power. Anyone can explain this? Book number 95. Which year was it written in?
95册卢圣院的金句。现在已经288了吧？
Now it's book number 288 already.
这是95册，好早哦。
That's long ago.
那个时候写的跟现在写的。
What I wrote then and what I write now,
1991年
that was written in 1991. How old was I then?
会算数学，1991。
Can you calculate?
我那时候46岁啊。
I was 46 then. Wow, young man.
年轻人啊，不太懂事，怎么会写出这种方程式？
So perhaps I wasn't very smart. How could I write such formula? I mean,
好，告诉大家哈，
not so sensible.
这个方程式如果不解释啊，
This formula,
难令人理解。
if it's not explained, it would be very difficult to
尤其
understand,
是智慧加智慧，
especially for the wisdom plus wisdom, the last formula.
因为有了智慧，
Because
再加上
having wisdom
这个就很奇怪
and
了。
plus
两样
wisdom,
是同样的东西耶，
that's strange. Two same things.
但是其实是不一样。
Actually, they are different.
第一个智慧啊，
The
是
first
人的
wisdom
智慧，
is the wisdom of a human being,
第二个智慧啊，是如来的智慧，
and the second wisdom is the wisdom of the
就是
Tathagata.
如来的智慧，是不同的。
So
两个
they
智
are
慧不一
different.
样。
The two wisdoms are different.
如果以人的智慧来讲，
So from the point of view of
业不天真，
human wisdom, the more mature he is, the less innocent he is. But adding to it the wisdom of Tathagata, then he would become
所以
innocent.
上次不是有一个笑话吗？什么叫做成长？
There was a
什
joke
么
last
叫做
time.
成熟？
What is growing up and what is
还记得
maturity?
那个笑话吗？
Do you remember that joke?
什么叫成长？
What is
不知
growing
道
up
的变成知道，
is that you get to know what you do not know, what you did not
你
know.
知道了，跟人家讲你不知道，
But
就是成熟。
after you know, but you
那么今天我
say
可
that
以
you
回
do
答
not know, that's called
我
maturity.
知道了，
So let me answer this question. I know
但是我的
already,
生活呢，假装不知道。
but in my life I pretend I do not know.
所以我告诉你啊，天真加知识等于智慧。
So innocence plus knowledge equal wisdom. Let me tell you,
聪
I
明
don't know.
加知识等于力量，
Intelligence plus knowledge equal power. I
智
don't know.
慧加智慧等于
And
天真。
wisdom plus wisdom equal innocence. I also
三
don't
个
know.
不知道，回答你，莲花
I
回答
don't know. 3
因为智慧
times
已经成熟了。
is my answer to you. because Grandmaster has matured.
让你自己去摸索。
You should mull it over
当然答案已
yourself.
经在其中了。智慧加
The answer is
如来的
amidst
智
it,
慧，
that wisdom plus the wisdom of the Tathagata equal innocence.
如来的智慧是什么呢？
What is the wisdoms of the Tathagata?
它里面就是有5个智慧。
Inside it, there are 5
法
wisdoms.
界体性智，
The wisdom of the
大
intrinsic Dharma realm,
大圆镜智，
the wisdom, the mirror-like
平等
wisdom,
性智，妙无
the
常
wisdom of equal nature, the wisdom of marvelous observation, and the
有
all-accomplishing
这5个
wisdom.
智慧，
There are these 5
再加上
wisdoms
人的智慧，
on top of your humanly wisdom.
最重要的
And most importantly
平等性智，
is the wisdom of
平等
equality,
性智就是天真。
and that is equal innocence.
在这里啊，我告诉你什么叫做平等性质。
So let me tell you what it means
对于
by
阶
the
级不同的
wisdom
众生，
of the
平
equal
等
nature.
接待，
So for sentient beings at different levels, you treat them
对
equally.
于愚蠢的人，慈悲他，
And toward
对于
foolish
不配的
people,
人 接引他，
you show compassion.
听到善的，
And
听到恶的，
toward,
心无分别，
if you hear good or bad,
不见
you
他
have
人
no
之过错，
discrimination. And you don't notice the faults of others.
不要看人家的过错，
You don't notice other people's mistakes.
这个都是属于平等，
These are all equality.
平等性质。还有一个非常重要的，
And one more, which is
见
very
到
important.
三恶道的众生，也
When you
是
see sentient beings
也
in the
是
3
活
lower realms, you also view them as the Buddha
地
lands.
藏王菩萨今
That's
天我们修地
innocence.
藏王菩萨本尊，
Today we practice
他
Siddhikava
把地
Bodhisattva
狱
Yidam.
就看成佛国，
He treats hells as the Buddha lands.
我上回讲过了，就像圣特丽莎，
Last time I already mentioned about Mother Teresa. She treated everyone as God.
就算有天国，
Even
本来就有天国，
when
教
heaven exists,
天国，
sure,
都到天国，
the heavenly realm exists. Catholics and Christians would
穆
go
斯
to
林是
heavens,
天国。
and Muslim too,
圣特丽莎讲，
all the same. But Mother
如果有
Teresa
天
said,
国，我也不去，
even if heaven
我
exists, I
还
will not
是
go
要在
there.
黑暗的地方帮助众生。
I will stay at the darkest places to salvage
这就是
sentient beings.
这种精神，
Such a
天真
spirit,
天真，
that's
实在是非常
innocence,
天真，
extremely
这个
innocence.
就是天真。
This is innocence.
所以我跟这位这个
So
莲花伟达讲，
I'm telling Lianhua Veda,
智慧加智慧等于天真，
wisdom plus wisdom equal
你的
innocence.
智慧加上
Your
如来的智慧
wisdom plus
就会变成
Tathagata's wisdom, then it would
那是很
be
自然的
innocence.
柔弱的菩提心，
naturally your bodhicitta flows. That is innocence. The natural flow of your bodhicitta is equal innocence. And just now, we were talking about Monica Chung joke. And today, there's a woman that asked a question, and her name is Veronica. Is Monica the same as Veronica? So Veronica asks this following question. 1. Recently, I received a gift of fan, but folk believe it's a taboo to send people fan because the sound of fan in Chinese means separation. So I'm very concerned that my romance will break up, and I don't know what to do with the fan. But Grandmaster, is it true that if people give you fan, umbrella, or clocks, or shoes, which the Chinese homophones mean separations? So what should we do with this fan? Or should I give money? Because this is given by my beloved. Your English name is Veronica. But how come you're so familiar with the Taiwanese folk custom? It's not common for Westerners. Taiwanese custom is that, you know, fan, umbrella sounds like separation, or if clock or shoes is like, you know, it's the end of your life, or shoes is like separation. That's the Taiwanese local belief. And your beloved give you a fan. It's asking you to go to wherever it's cool. Don't worry, it's just a local belief. It's a folk tradition. It's okay. For Buddhists, we have no taboos whatsoever. Why are you worried about these taboos, which mean you're just mundane being? Just keep them, and you can ask for more. Then you will have a fan in each room. So you don't have to go to the room where there is one. You have one in the kitchen, one in the living room, one in the bathroom, one in the toilet. It's fine. For Buddhist practitioners, we have no taboos, because most of those taboos are determined by people, but Buddhist practitioners are not people, because we are sages. with the golden sage. We are Siddhas. Why would we want to be afraid of fans? You're afraid of small fans. How can you become a Buddha then? No need to be worried or afraid. Nothing. You should not be afraid of anything. Even giving clocks or umbrellas or shoes, fine. One time I explained something. Wang Zizhu, Fermi Wang, brought something that I wrote. The first one is a strong body, robust body, and boundless energy and spirit can win over all negativities, that none of the negative energy can invade you. So magnificent body and spirit. So if you have strong body, healthy body and strong willpower, you can win over all negativities. So as a spiritual cultivator, you have a very robust body and strong willpower, and nobody can invade you. So those who got black magics or spells or negative energies is because you're so weak already. Of course they will invade you because you're weak and you have no energy, no spirit. Of course they will attack you. But if you have a strong body and high energy and spirit, they will not dare to invade you. Even the gods would be scared of you. Question from Fermi Wang. What did it mean? So I explained it. So with a robust body and a strong willpower, then you can subdue all negativities. So I'm telling Veronica, you're afraid of the fan, umbrellas, clock, shoes, such things. No need to be afraid. So Grandmaster is not afraid. Every night I perform Bardu deliverance on the 1,000 vessels. 1,000 Dharma vessels. All the ghosts would come, and I'm not afraid. They come for the Bardu deliverance. Every time I pass by the refrigerator would make a sound because they're hiding inside, they're afraid of me. And I have a bonsai of bamboos, and they live inside the bamboo sections, and they would make sound, piang, 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 piang. And then I would say, hey, how are you? No need to be afraid. What are you afraid of? And those gods, I invite them come and go. to ask them to do things for me.
所以你只要是有神威的人啊，
So as long as you have
怕是什么电风扇，
a position, as long as you have
不怕，
majesty,
好，你就卖了。
like prowess or might, then gods and ghosts would be afraid of you. Second question, Grandmaster, in your book of number 251, you mentioned that with affinities you would get together, and when the affinity ends you would go separate ways. And in books number 282, the encounter with Bodhidharma, it also mentioned that when you lose you will get, and when you get you will lose. Everything starts and ends with the affinities. So because every time I'm thinking about separation with my loved ones, I would feel very sad. But after reading Grandmaster's these articles, I can understand, because that whomever we meet in this life, we will be separated someday. So, is this right? So you're just talking about love. Talking about affinity or causes and conditions. In this life, it's quite touching, and they're all tragic stories. The butterfly lovers, Romeo and Juliet, they're all tragic. That's why they're very moving. They're all so in love with each other. They're all jealous. Then you would not feel that they're tragic. Only tragedies are very moving. But affinities is such as that. There's gathering and separation. It's spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha. When you have a strong body, one day it would become weak. With affinity you come, but one day you'll go separate ways. That's how it is in this world. In the Saha world, there is nothing to gain. If you understand the Heart Sutra, you would know it is unattainable. What can you attain? What can you get? Nothing. If there is strength, there would be weakness. When there is gathering, there would be separation. That's spoken by Sakyamuni Buddha, and it is a natural phenomena. When the affinity is gone, it does not mean that you will meet again in the future life. If you have no affinity anymore, you will not have any chance to even see each other. You can only be together if you have the affinity. If the affinity is gone, then you don't even have a chance to see each other. That's a natural phenomena. There's nothing to be said about. You should understand this concept. So that's why there's no need to force anything. Just be natural. And you force yourself to be together, there would be suffering. When you chew on the sugar cane, you think that it's always sweet. Let me tell you, one day even when you're completely naked with your boyfriend, that your heart doesn't beat any faster at all. I have told that joke. At old age, you become pure friends, pure platonic friends, that even both are completely naked, you're totally unmoved. When you were young, your heart would beat fast. But once you're together until you're old, the deer that's kind of bumping all over inside your heart is dead already. So you're right saying that there's no need to be so sad. And in the future, you may not see each other anymore. If the affinity is gone, you will not be together anymore. So, yeah, your thing is not bad. Yeah, it's not so bad if you're together again in the next life. I'll be empathetic toward you. Third, from little I already realized that I'm a homosexual. Oh my gosh. But my parents don't support me because homosexuality is against nature. So I'm afraid that if they know, they would be sad. So I don't want them to be sad. So I never tell them. I never told them. And I don't know what I should do. So is homosexuality against the will of God? So you're a woman. So, and your boyfriend is also a woman. Oh no, she's a lesbian? And Grandmaster is not a homosexual, so I don't know how a homosexual person feels. Because Grandmaster is not. Then if I were homosexual, maybe I would understand you, but I really don't. From when I was little, I realized I like the same gender, but my parents don't support. So I'm afraid that if they know my tendency, they would be sad. So I could never tell them. And what should I do? Is homosexuality against nature? Is it violating the precept? Anybody can answer this question? Anyone here that's homosexual? Oh, this disciple is gay. Is a homosexual. Well, let me answer because nobody here is. In Grandmaster's opinion, in Catholicism, they will not allow, they will not approve. They had once stated that they disapprove this. But Grandmaster always just goes with the flow. What it means is, if you were Grandmaster's children that have homosexual tendencies, Grandmaster would just let it be. For my own daughter or son, I would just let them follow their own affinities. Whatever they want to do, let them do it. I never stop them. I only remind them sometimes a little bit. This is a dangerous thing. You want to be very careful. For Ching is a daughter and she's more extrovert. She likes adventures and exciting things. The more exciting, the happier she is. She loves to swim in the big ocean and dive, and she likes to paraglide, to fly from the peak of the mountains. She loves to ski. So she does all those adventurous things. Things that I don't dare to do, she would dare to do. That's for Ching. And for Qi is more introvert. And he loves to stay at home. He rarely goes out and make friends. He doesn't do adventurous things. He loves photography. He would have the best equipments. He loves cars. So I just let them be. So he likes to live within his own world, and he feels safer that way. So both for Ching and for Qi have different temperaments. One is rather extrovert and the other one is rather introvert. If my children have been homosexual, I would just let them be too. If you are to be married to your partner in the future, I can give you wedding blessing. It's fine for Grandmaster. I would be compassionate toward you. I would sympathize with you. And you cannot change yourself. You're a woman and you like another woman. And if both of you want to be married, you can come to Grandmaster, and Grandmaster would give you wedding blessing all the same. I like to just let it be. In the state of Washington, homosexuals can be legally married. So at the Seattle Lizang Temple, we have wedding rituals. So I welcome you, because that's your sexual orientation, and you cannot go against it. So is that the violation of the precepts? Well, whatever. Doesn't matter, violating or not. But in Catholicism, it would be a violation of the will of heaven. But Grandmaster is very open-minded, everything just goes according to your affinities.
今天在讲哈，西菩提
Today we will
在讲
continue
金刚经，
on the Vajra Sutra, Subhuti.
就是佛陀又讲话了。
The Buddha said,
在在处处若有此经，一切世间天人阿修罗所应供养，当知此处即为
this place, all the worldly, celestial, human, and asura beings should make offerings to the place where the sutra is. Know that this place is like a pagoda, which should be respected, paid homage to, circumambulated, in which all kinds of flowers and incense should be offered and sprinkled upon it. The Buddha told Subhuti, at the place where the Vajra Sutra is, all the worldly, celestial, human, asura beings should make offerings. At the heavenly gods, human, and asuras, which is the three upper realms or good realms, should make offerings to the place where the sutra is. Know that the place with the Vajra Sutra is a precious pagoda, which should be respected, paid homage to, circumambulated, and all kinds of flowers and incense should be offered and sprinkled upon it. So you can circumambulate the Vajra Sutra like circumambulating the pagoda. We know that the Buddha said, where there is a pagoda, there is a Buddha. So that's why we often build pagodas inside the monasteries. Like at our Rainbow Temple, we have the 5 chakra pagodas, 5 of them, right? And you can often circumambulate them, because where there is a pagoda, there is a Buddha. In the ancient time, when we set up the altar in Tantric Buddhism, the statue of the Buddha is here to his right, or the dragon side. Then we would offer a pagoda, because the pagoda represents the Buddha, and the sutras is on the tiger side, because the sutras represent the Dharma, and the Vajra Sutra represents the Buddha, because inside the Vajra Sutra there is the Buddha's mind. So Vajra Sutra symbolizes the Buddha. So on the dragon side you place the pagodas, and on the tiger side you place the sutras, which represent the Dharma. But the Vajra Sutra can also be placed on the dragon side to represent the pagoda, or symbolized by the pagoda. So of course you can make offerings and sprinkle flowers, and you can pay homage and circumambulate it. One time I was saving a goose. I was writing my book, and there were thunders all of a sudden around the house, very loud, very dark clouds, very dark, dark sky and dark clouds, as if it's going to rain, and thunders and lightnings around my office, my study. And not just a few times, it's tens or 100 times. And just around my study where I was writing my article. It was so strange. How come the thunders are just always around me, around my study, and it was really dark sky and dark clouds. And then I look, and something's moving near my leg, under my desk. And then I look further, oh, heaven. It's a really beautiful female ghost hiding under my desk. Oh, she was extremely gorgeous. Extremely beautiful, like a fairy. It's rare to see such a beautiful ghost. And the female ghost saw me looking at her, and she said, "Grandmaster Lu, save me." And then, all of a sudden, I realized, I understood that the thunders and lightnings were trying to capture this female ghost. 九天应验 and 雷神 and 闪电 the thunder god and lightning goddess. 九天应验雷神普法天尊. So they're just around my study, throwing the thunders and lightnings, trying to capture this female ghost. So I generated compassion, and it so happened there was a Vajra Sutra on the bookshelf behind me. I took it and placed it on top of her head, on top of the head of the female ghost. And after a while, there was a tree next to the study, and bang, the tree broke. And then the sky cleared up, and the dark clouds dissipated. So the thunder god and lightning goddess knew that Grandmaster Lu was saving this female ghost. So the thunders and lightnings could not reach her, because the Vajra Sutra was on top of her head. It is as if a Buddha was sitting on top of her head. So such thing did happen. So I saved this female ghost. So that female ghost was extremely grateful to me. So that's how I am. If someone begged me to save them, Grandmaster Lu, save me, because she spoke it very sweetly. Then my heart softened and I saved her. But I also taught her to change her evil deeds. And she took refuge, and she became my attendant. That's how it was. So Vajra Sutra can save people, because that was the same as a Buddha sitting on top of her head. 九天应验 and 雷神普法天尊, the thunder god, could not strike her. So that was such a story that I think I have written it in the book, in my book, right? I use the Vajra Sutra and place it on top of her head. So now, whatever I do, I'm really getting along with the ghost. When I go home, there are many ghosts, but they are all good ghosts. So I live together with ghosts. I have said it, right? There's a hallway from Simu's bedroom to my bedroom. I have to pass through several walls. And the wall would bang, and a head would show up. Another bang, another head showing up. So many heads for a long line. And then I ask, what are you doing? Are you shocking me? Because when they make the sound, I would be shocked. Nobody's around. As I was walking back, Namo Siddhikarma Bodhisattva, the first one I would see. The next one is Namo Mahasri, Namo Sakyamuni Buddha, Namo Mahotara Heruka, Namo Avalokiteswara Bodhisattva, Namo Hiking Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Guru Padmasambhava, Namo the Black Wrathful Dakini, Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jet Pond, Namo Guru Padmasambhava, Namo Akalanata, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Vajrasattva, Namo Yamantaka, and all the earth gods, and Tiger Head Vajra, and all the deities. I just refer to the ones on the lower floor as all deities, but the one on the upper floor, as I walk by, I will call upon them one by one. And then, as I walk by, out of the walls, they would make sound, bang, 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 and stick out their heads. And I said, are you trying to shock me? And they said, no, I just want blessings from Grandmaster Lu. So as I walk by, I would give them blessings. So every day I'm together with the ghost. When I reach the bamboo bonsai, there will be sound. There's so many strange sounds at home. And Simo has good hearing and should be able to hear it. And also those who live at my house, they would hear that too. And as I walk by the fridge would also make sound, and the walls, each of the walls would make sound. And sometimes I would walk by the dark place like the exercise room, and the door would move, and then to close the door, and then I would push it open, and I ask, what are you doing? So late already. Why are you pushing the door? And they said that they're having a meeting. And then I pushed open the door and took a look. A huge group inside, hundreds or thousands of them. So crowded in there. So I get used to it. Living together with the ghosts every day. And they're afraid of me. When I pass by the bathroom, the toilet cover would also make sound. And the toilet is fine. I would do it intentionally. I would just walk by and stop by the door of the bathroom. No sound. But as soon as I stick my leg, then there would be a sound. But if they didn't pass, then there would be no sound.
有时候就是跟鬼生活在一起也是蛮有趣的。
Sometimes it's also interesting to live together with ghosts.
佛菩萨都在那里，那进来的都是好的，都是善的。
And there are also many gods and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and they're all good ones. No need to be scared. When I get to the door to my bedroom, I would call upon Golden Mother of the Primordial Jetpon and all the deities, homage. I would pay homage to them all. And afterwards, I lift up my head and I would pay homage to the Golden Mother on the wall. And that Golden Mother would radiate light upon me. And every time the Golden Mother on the wall radiating light upon me, I would hear the footsteps, sometimes the sound of leather shoes from far to near, step by step, and no need to be scared. So these things happen. When I perform the Bardu deliverance of the 1,000 Dharma vessels, if I'm a little late and I'm still washing my teeth or flossing my teeth on the sofa, and they would say, hurry up, hurry up. And they would and from behind the back of the sofa, they would push their fists, like push, and I said, wait, come on, shut up. As soon as I finished cleaning my teeth and washing my face, I would get on the Dharma throne. No need to rush me. Then they retreat their fist. All these things, and they're all very real. If you have heavenly eyes, you should come to my house and take a look. The Vajra Sutra is a great sutra. This sutra is extremely great. It's the king of all sutras. If you comprehend the sutra, you will be able to, if you actualize it, then you would be liberated from the rebirth in the 6 realms. Then all the afflictions will disappear. Nothing to worry you, because you don't gain anything. Nobody gets anything. So what are you afflicted about? So the Vajra Sutra has states it very clearly. What are you envious about? What are you jealous about? Bill Gates is so wealthy. Are you envious of him? But even if he has money, it's the same as he doesn't have money. He doesn't get the money. Right? I'm telling you. The Vajra Sutra already said it. He doesn't get any money. So what are you envious about? What are you jealous about? When there's affinity, you're together. Without affinity, you are separate. So what is there to be jealous about? All habitual tendencies will be gone. All afflictions will be gone. What is it? If one is supposed to die, one will die. When one is supposed to live, one will live. What is there to be afflicted about? There's nothing to worry about. If you have pain and ailments on your body, that's eradicating karma. Once you eradicate your karma, when all your sicknesses are gone, then you'll die. Wouldn't that be good? It's good. You're clearing your karma. You should be clearing karma. What is there to be afflicted about? If you get cancer, let me tell you, the cancer are the enemies from your past lives, creating havoc inside your body. We see it clearly. They would make like little balls or buns, and if they throw it to your brain, then you'll get it in the brain. If you throw it to the throat or whichever part of your bodies, then there will be tumor or cancer on that part. They were done by your enemies or karmic creditors. But as naive or innocent people, we are sympathetic toward our enemies. We should love our enemies. Those who have attained Buddhahood have the wisdom of equality, and we should love sentient beings, love our enemies. If you have read the Vajra Sutra, you need to put it into practice, then you would understand. Let me tell you, it is easier to understand, but it is much more difficult to realize it, to actualize it. It's very difficult to change habitual tendencies, but you should still change them. Because if you don't change them, how can you be liberated from the rebirth cycle? Very simple. Easy. You don't want to have any afflictions. You don't want to have any habitual tendencies. If people praise you, you're not elated. And you know there's nothing to gain. So what is there to be afflicted about? What are you envious about? There is nothing to gain. You're envious of those wealthy people. They work so hard. They're so pitiful. And those who loves to be in politics, to be the leader, and they're in high positions, but we're so pitiful. We should sympathize with them because they bear a lot of responsibilities on their shoulders. And like big bosses, they have so many employees, such a huge factory. They have to bear such heavy responsibility. So pitiful, those people are so pitiful. But like us with shaved heads, we are so fortunate, and amidst this fortune, we are not aware of how fortunate we are.